The attack takes time. The enemy deploying men, deploying women, deploying girls, deploying boys, deploying the old and the young. And in 5 years, let us bring a growth around him that he cannot bear. They can say, let us bring 500 people in the church in 2 weeks. Hey, and we begin to boast and say, look at our growth. We are growing so fast. But is it the growth from the Lord, or is the growth from the kingdom of darkness? Before you know you are burning out, your wife is burning out. Before you know your marriage is breaking, then the people around you are supporting you to sin. They are supporting you to walk in fornication. They say, man of God, it's okay, you have the authority. You dispossess your wife, you bring another one. The strategy is still going on. The mission is going on. The attack is like that before the final strike. My brother, my sister, what are you saying? Are you really, is that relationship you're in, that second marriage you're in, really did it come from the Lord? Are you sure you're ending well? Are you sure you're not leading thousands and millions of people to hell? Are you sure, have you not been turned into a vessel of darkness? Are you sure? Are you sure? It's not that, is that the will of God really? Divorcing your wife? Is that the will of God really? Is that what pleases the Lord? Is that what the Bible says? Oh, it's the pleasure of the flesh. Are you not now the promoter of the works of the flesh? Are you not telling the people, because if you're not happy with your wife, you can divorce her and get a second one? Is that not the works of the flesh? Is that God? Check yourself. You have been captured. You have been captured, my brother. You've been captured, my sister. You've been surrounded. They're about to choke you. The final strike has not happened. The grace of the Lord is still sustaining you. But you may be caught unaware. You may be caught off guard and destroyed. And you'll be a disgrace for generations. And they say the man who failed God. The man who died ashamed because he forsook his wife, his children, and the work of the Lord. Israel. Now the time will come when they will attack and you cannot fight. Today they are not attacking you. Today they are praising you. Today they are flattering you. Oh, you are in the media, you are in the news. You are the great man. They are praising you. But half of the people praising you were deployed and positioned from the kingdom of hell on to take you into darkness. Half of the people that are giving you their money bring money from hell to keep you from praying, to keep you from fasting, to keep you from standing. Half of the invitation you are getting to keep preaching in all places may be to divert you from the place of prayer. And you convince yourself with works, assignments of the flesh. My friends, watch out. Watch out. Watch out. What I'm talking about has not started yesterday. When you are a threat, when you are taking a stand in the city, the enemy began a plan and you don't have a plan. My brothers and sisters watching tonight, do you have a plan? Are you following the plan of God? The Bible says, I know the plan. The plan I have about you is for the future, to give you a future, not to harm you. Are you in the plan of God? Are you in the purposes of God? My apostle, my prophet, my man of God, my woman of God. Is this the plan of God? Are you still in your place? Or it's just wax and they are dry? But what has caused all this? He brings around and begin to search for 3 things in your bloodline, for 3 things in your family. These 3 things are what gives the enemy fire and power. So every time the demons are attacking, they leave their shift to return to their places of covenant where there is sin, to refresh themselves. Where there is sexual immorality, they go to where there are idols, they go to where there is bloodshed. And they get they get refreshed, rejuvenated, and they attack again. Even as witches, that's what we used to do. The people around in the churches could be our altars to refresh us. That when you're leading a battle in the air and you're projecting, you must find a landing place in the church. And you must find a person to land to if you are attacked. And the person is the one who lives in sin. The one who is aborting babies while a worship leader. The one who is an idolater. The one who is sexually immoral in the church, in the house, become the landing ground. Let me tell you, friends, every time you walk in sin, sin is a sacrifice. And a sacrifice results in a covenant. Any sin, you are sacrificing. When you sin, you are sacrificing to the devil. When you obey, you are sacrificing to God. It's not about your body. It's not about you. I feel I needed someone to touch me and I sleep with him. Remember this. It's a sacrifice. And the sacrifice feeds demons. Anger, bitterness, disobedience, complaining, all these can be sacrifices. But remember, behind them, there are three things. One, sexual perversion in the bloodline. Two, idolatry. Three, bloodshed. Here is the good news. Here is the good news. What is the good news? The Lord is able, more than able, when you confess, to deliver you from the idols, to deliver Israel. When they were idols, they worshipped Baal, and then they shed blood, and then they went into sexual perversion. But listen, friends. All you need is to renounce, to confess, and the Lord will break the head of Dagon. That's all you need. So tonight is warfare. We are going to continue